Let's take you back to the Free State, where the funeral service of Constable Keamogetswe Buys is currently underway in Bloemfontein, and she will be buried in Tabanchu. Understand that we now have the Police Commissioner General Fani Masemola on the podium, so let's listen in.
MEC Mbalula and all MECs that are present here today. Also, let me recognize the police leadership that is with me here, Lieutenant General Sintumule and the Acting Provincial Commissioner of Free State, Major General Major General Lysia. All right. All SAPS management that are here today, members of the SAPS, members of traffic, members of the other law enforcement agencies, correctional services, and the first Vice President was Mkhatlo Bereki, Wasapu Metandi Mkhize, the representative ya pop crew, media. Much has been said today and the rest of this week, and we will once more repeat again to say it is a sad occasion for South African Police Service, as much as is also sad for the people of Free State and more so the families of Buys and the close relatives. We heard everything that has been said about Constable Keamogetswe Buys. We heard how she was praised, even the previous speaker, the acting provincial commissioner, for the work that she was doing, the area where she was, which is the cybercrime unit within crime intelligence, which is a very skilled environment. But we would like to say to the family of Buys, we know how difficult it is. We know what you are going through. But it is one of the most difficult moments also for the South African Police Service, for the colleagues that were working with him, for everybody else in the service. We are sad that it has come to this tragic loss. She had a very short life together with the other colleagues. We're still looking forward for more from this young constable. To the members of South African Police Service, I'd like to say we have went through this path, we walked through this road all together from when it happened. So you should not relent, you should carry on with the mandate, carry on protecting the inhabitants of this country, carry on serving the citizens of this country, carry on doing your job. Do not relent, take from where Buys have left and move on. But also I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you for being there when it mattered most. When we didn't know, everybody didn't know, where is Constable Buys, Constable Linda, and Constable Senoge. You were out there, you were one of those that were counted. All units, you made sure that we looked for them until we found them. Much has been said on social media, but I would like to clarify that these members were on their way back to work in Limpopo, where they were deployed on Operation Valamgodi. They left on the 23rd, the evening of the 23rd, from here, Bloemfontein to Limpopo. There was last seen on a video which is circulating at an engine garage just before Grasmere Toll Plaza. From there, that was a mystery. We never knew all as to where they went. But of course, they are young fellows, you know, when you are young, a lot always happens. People just thought maybe they went to a nearby casino or they went somewhere. But eventually it became serious when days goes by, they can't be found, their phones are off. That's when a team was established, investigation was done, investigation started. I still remember Sunday when I met the families in Bloemfontein, not knowing exactly what to tell them because I didn't know where their children are. That was one of those difficult moments. But the team went with a dedication to do their investigation, and through technology and all, they ended up coming to a direction that it looks like somewhere in Centurion, that's the last time where they find the car. Just after the Braakfontein op-ramp, those of you who know, when you drive on the N1 North, you reach a junction somewhere in Centurion where it will say Pretoria, it goes straight, that is Penskuman, and if you go extreme left, coming from Free State, it's N14 to Krugersdorp. If you go with the flyover, you are back to N1, it leads you to Polokwane. And immediately thereafter, you find a bridge of Gautrain. So that's where the investigation led them to, and they searched all over, not thinking of getting into the river, but searching around, and eventually they went for the river. That's where they saw that next to the bridge on the river, looks like there has been an accident, and there are parts of a vehicle, a Volkswagen vehicle matching the color of the car we are looking for. Unfortunately, it was already getting dark. The search continued the next day, and on Monday, they recovered 2 bodies, and then on Monday when they doing further search, along the same river, about 4 or 5 kilometers down the same river, next to N14 now, that is Penskuman, that goes to Pretoria. That's where they saw a roof of a car, and but that was more a white car, and they are looking for a different, not so white car. I'm not so good in colors. And they pull out that car in the river next to the bridge, and they found one African male already passed on behind the steering, and the car was a Renault, not a Volkswagen. And the person who was found in there was neither one of them, and neither was he reported missing. So found the car, not the same place, some other place, found somebody else, and upon trying to identify who this person was, only to find that he's one of our employees who is working at Littleton, somebody that is doing our garden maintenance. And the wife have not reported him missing because he went to see a friend on a Saturday afternoon, and later the evening he's supposed to come back home, and he just did not arrive home. The wife said somewhere around 2 o'clock in the morning, that is Sunday morning, he checked on the tracker, and because technology is quite advanced, he checked on the tracker, and only to find that the car says it's 1 kilometer away from home. So she slept because, the husband is about to arrive. Only to find that Sunday when she wake up, the men have not arrived. She checked the tracker again, it still says 1 kilometer away. Hence, she walked on the road. She can see the bridge, and the tracker says the car is on a circle. Those that knows that specific place, on the circle. When she looked, there was nothing on the circle. So she thought, oh, well, of course, you know how men will behave sometime over the weekends. We can't blame women when they do this. He thought he parked the car maybe by his friends, and he got into their car, they went somewhere. And she spent the Sunday, and until Monday, midday, when police came to say, but where is your husband? He said, since he left, I don't know, he's just not coming back, he's not answering his phone. And only to find that they say, no, here we found him. The car fell into the river and they passed on. So the search went on, and until we find all the three constables, and later the car, and after a day or two, Buys was found the next day, and the car a day thereafter, the rear part of the car a day thereafter. The last reports indicate that Constable Senoge was driving, and Linda was on the left, Buys was on the rear. Hence, if you have seen, the two were found first, and she was found last, with the rear part that was found last, very little bit far from the scene. So that was the tragic finding of our young constables. As I said, the investigation is still continuing in terms of to account for movement on the road, and as well as how the accident has happened. We are still investigating that, and we will be able to tell the families and the rest of the nation in terms of what is our finding. That's in as far as the investigation is continuing. But to the Buys family, we're proud that after this tragic loss, the South African Police Service, after you asked for an official funeral, the provincial commissioner did approve that in terms of protocol and policy. Hence you see the national flag on the body of our Constable Buys. So you must walk proud that she's honored by the national flag. So it means she is an asset for the country. She did not die at a tavern, but Mfana. She did not die committing a CIT. She was on the way back to work, and she passed on, hence the honor. If you die at a tavern fighting for a girlfriend or a boyfriend or at a CIT, you won't put a national flag to honor you. There would have not been a premier, there would not have been a minister and MECs here. Gabriel busy ka mabaka na weekend. O rile di funeral ntse ding. Mo ile family ya hao le meloko fela. Flaga ya naga no ka se bone. Maybe they would have put letlalo la pudi or la khomo. I ba utsitse khomo still le maponesa re tlo waro tswa. So to show that the Buys family, that we are honoring the girl in front of us as a hero, that's why the national flag is there. So ke re humotse hang family ya Buys le Mabale. With those words, I would like to call the Deputy Minister of Police, Ndati Castle Matale, gore atlo bua. Kelebo.